Welcome back to the Culture of Currency, where today we are tackling the might of Europe in the silver bullion coins you could expect if you wanted to start a collection of European silver bullion coins. This is definitely not every nation, but it is a handful of nations that I like, that I have coins from. So these are some from my collection. Please enjoy them. Let me know what your favorite is down in the comment below, and let's begin. Up first, this was one of the first coins I ever purchased. This is from the Channel Islands. So if you don't know what the Channel Islands are, they're a little set of islands in between England and France. Beautiful set of islands. This one is the island of Alderney. I think this might have been the first video I ever made, but it is the puffin. Puffin is a bird that I have a absolute love of, just like I do with pelicans. Something about a seabird, I don't know. But yeah, this is the pelican. I don't know if they still make these. I know they intended to make them as a series, and I think I've only seen 2 versions of this coin, which makes me think they discontinued it because this is a 2019. But if you have seen other versions of this coin, please let me know, as I love this bird and would like the rest in the series if that is the case. So that is Alderney, which is over there by Guernsey and those other little Channel Islands. Next, we go to an interesting one. We have the Seal of Niue right here, which is a little island in the Pacific, but they're doing this on behalf of the Czech Republic. And so, that being said, this Montrovian eagle, I believe it's called, and the linden tree leaves are iconic of Czechoslovakia. See Seska here? There's the lion right there, which is what this coin is known as. The Czech lion has a beautiful depiction, almost just snarling at you. And this is the King Wenceslas crown. So if you know the song Good King Wenceslas, he was a real person. That's his crown. And it's honestly a very tragic story. If you would like to know the story of this coin or any other coins in this collection, I have made detailed videos of them. Just look up in my channel and find those under the coin ratings and reviews. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful coin right there. Czechoslovakia. Let's keep moving. This one, it's not technically a bullion coin, but when I got it in the mail, I thought it was just so fantastically gorgeous, and it is high amount of silver, that, I just decided to show it off because why not? This is an Olympic coin. This is German when it was in Munich, so 1972. I always love Olympics, and so this right here is a 10-mark coin from Germany from the 70s, and it is silver. However, I don't think it's bullion quality silver. It's probably in the 80s or 90s range rather than 3 nines or 4 nines, but it just was sitting there staring at me, and I was like, you know what, the viewers might want to see this, so I brought it out on behalf of Germany. So there it is, gorgeous coin, as you can see. Next, let's go to Gibraltar. Very interesting country, very interesting indeed. From the Pillars of Hercules between them and Morocco, we have Gibraltar, who has ties to England most notably, but also ties to the Arabic world and things like that. So it's a very, very cool nation. And yes, the Rock of Gibraltar is a real thing, but this is the war elephant. In the video I made over this, we go over Hannibal and his conquest of Rome by going over the Alps with elephants, which is crazy, but one of the potential landing sites would have been Gibraltar when he would have taken his Carthaginian elephants across the Mediterranean to get to Europe. Very cool coin right there, in the war elephant of Gibraltar. Next, a brand new country on the scene as of last year is Malta. They started making silver bullion coins, and when I mean they hit the ground running, they hit the ground running. They used the Pressburg mint out of, I believe, Slovenia or Slovakia, one of the two, which automatically notes high quality. As you can see here, it's very, very detailed. This is the obverse, and this is called the this is the obverse. This is called the Maltese cross coin. So this is the Bank of Malta, which is, in my guess, a central bank that they have there. Many European nations have a central bank, and so this is the insignia of the Bank of Malta. As you see, €5, just highly ornamented right here in this coin. Just gorgeous. If you're going to get into the game of bullion and you want to hit the ground running, this is a great way to do it. So this is a mass-produced coin. This is not one of those 25,000 minted whatever. No, this is intended to be up there, you know, maybe not quite Krugerrand quantities, but it's supposed to be a world bullion coin, maybe like the new A hawksbill turtle. So you can get these, and my understanding is that this will be an every year issue. Another coin from Malta, as you can see, they're obsessed with quality. This is just a fantastic coin. There's not an inch on this coin left unmarked. So this, we see here the Maltese cross, and we have the Bank of Malta's insignia right there. Just gorgeous. It's almost like it's a proof. It's raised, and you'll just waste a day staring at it. Here is the focus here, which is the golden eagle with the viper of some sort. There's a symbolism of this that goes back both to ancient Greece and ancient Rome that are similar but not quite the same. So being that both were in Malta at some point, and that there are all the way down to the megalithic structures there, that there are so many cultures that have conquered and run on Malta that it's hard to know exactly which one was the originator of this scene, but it is something that is iconic to Malta. So that being said, this is a beautiful coin. It scored very high on our 60-point scale. That is Maltese Golden Eagle. Let's go to the next country. This is a country that I didn't know where to put it because it's kind of a one of one. It really is a European type country. However, it's an island in the Atlantic down by Africa, and that is St. Helena. I really don't know exactly where this should go, but that is a silver spade. They have it in the 1 ounce variety, but this is a 1/4 ounce silver spade. Just wanted to throw that one out there. But yeah, this is, oh sorry, no, this one is from Guinea. I put this in the wrong place. This is the one from St. Helena. So St. Helena, once again, an island of British Commonwealth that is kind of by itself in between Africa and South America in the middle of the ocean. It is the place where Napoleon was banished to. Here is the Hera, which is obviously a Greek god, Greek and Roman mythology, and she flies on her set of peacocks. Gorgeous coin, as you can imagine, just struck with detail. But that is St. Helena. And I have another coin here from St. Helena. As you can see, this must be a newer one because there is Charlie right there. King Charles, really cool background on that, and they kind of carry that over. So this, as you can see, is a lion-tailed macaque. And we see the word cash here, and that's because this denotes an Indian animal, and it denotes that when British ruled over India, that the currency was called cash. That's where that comes from. So that's why this is a 1 ounce cash, is that this is a series highlighting Indian animals. Pretty cool. Next country, let's go to here. This is Armenia. You can tell by the coat of arms, and if you look really closely, which I don't think I'm going to zoom in here, but there's actually a little bitty arc on top of a mountain there, which would be, I would assume, Ararat. And the reason why that's important is because here, this is their standard issued world bullion coin, and it is the Armenian arc. Obviously, we see the arc here, we see the flood, we see the dove of peace with the olive branch in mouth. We have the mountains over here, beautiful sun, but this is the arc 500 dram. This comes in different denominations, so if you wanted, a bigger version of this, it does exist. I believe they even have smaller versions as well, half ounces, things like that, but I'm not positive. But that's Armenia, which is going to be in Eastern Europe. Next, let's go to one of my favorite mints in the entirety of Europe, and that is the Netherlands. Take a look at this restrike. How beautiful is that? They have a restrike series where they take actual ancient coins that were historically prominent, and they restrike them that are almost to the exact letter of what they were back in the day. So this is the lion. As you can see, it looks like it has that Dark Ages to Renaissance period look to it. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous coin right here. One of my favorites in my entire collection. Another from the Netherlands. Right here we have the masked Ducat rider. Gorgeous coin. I believe this one hails from the 1700s. And one thing that I love about the mint that they're doing is that the mint master gets to choose kind of a sigil. And so he has a mint mark that he gets to choose to put on the coins that signifies him. And in this one, it's right there. I know you probably can't see it, but it is a raven. Really, really cool bird. And his name, I believe, has something to do with a raven, and so that's kind of why he chose that. Gorgeous coin from the Netherlands. This is the other side right here. I have it upside down. We see the double lion, which is huge back then, holding up the crown. I believe it's a rampant lion and a regardant lion, if I remember correctly. Gorgeous, gorgeous coin from the Netherlands. They do a fantastic job. Next, we go to the classics. This is Austria, and this is the Philharmonic. Obviously, if you know anything about music, you know that Austria was one of the ancient schools of music. Well, I say ancient, not necessarily ancient. Classic schools of music. Haydn, Handel, Mozart. I mean, some of the biggest names that we've ever known would have come from this area of the world. So the Austrian Philharmoniker makes sense. I know a lot of people, they don't really like this coin, but that to me is because they either don't appreciate the stronghold of classical music, or they just don't understand it on the level of why this is important to world history and culture. But yeah, that's the Austrian. If you don't know, Österreich, that is Austrian in German, the language. So if you see this, that's what that means, Republic of Austria. We have here the most classic coin that I can think of when it comes to currency. This was minted throughout the world, all the way through India. One of the most important coins in the history of humanity, in my opinion, and that is the Mother Teresa thaler. There she is right there. Mother Teresa, in fact, to go along with Haydn, who was a composer of Austrian descent, he composed a Te Deum honoring this lady back in the day who was so, so loved. And if you can see here, you will have a date, so I can find it right here, 1780, which was the day or the year that she died. And after that, because they loved her so much, every single thaler would be struck with that same date, even if it were, 1792, 1799, it would still say 1780. You can still find these all over the place. Obviously, there are knockoffs and things like that, so do your homework. But I did a very detailed video over this on knowing kind of the idea of where it was minted in the world, in what time frame, and the little details such as this little brooch right here on the petals of the flower and things like that give you hints. They're all in my video, and there's an excellent website that can help you out if you have a stack of these. So that's the Mother Teresa thaler. Classic. These next three coins come from the mint's anniversary that it had. This one in here, unfortunately, is not in the best condition. That's because the capsule that I originally had it in broke, and I did not realize it, so humidity and other things probably affected it a little bit. But we do have what looks to be a Norman period knight here. Beautiful depiction of ancient art, and on the back we have King Leopold. Really, really cool history behind this. If you haven't seen this video, the reason the Austrian flag is the way it is with the red and white has to do with him, and how they say his clothes were so bloody and when he took his belt on, it was red, and then where the belt was pure white, and so they have the red and the white from the crusade that he fought in. Really interesting, and it ties into a lot of silver history, such as King Henry in England, King Richard in England, and Robin Hood and all that, which we'll get to in a second. The second coin in that series right here, same thing, beautiful depiction on the front, and you can still find these too because they were 825, I think, thousand minted. This is one of the coolest coins when it comes to the way buildings are set out, the Wiener Neustadt. Just gorgeous. So this is the city and mint that, as the stories go, the ransom paid by England to get King Richard the Lionheart back to England was so much silver that it founded this town and the mint, which we now know as the Austrian mint. So this is Wiener Neustadt. Just gorgeous. Still one of the most beautiful coins I've ever seen. And here's the third in the series, which I kind of despise. So yes, Austria did ransom King Henry. He was captured and he was sent to Austria in a castle and held there until ransom was met. But this guy, definitely not Austrian. We have Robin Hood here, and it looks like it would fit on a movie poster in a movie that was released today, so the artwork doesn't necessarily match. But my big problem is you have the ability to do so many Austrian themes, and you chose to do folklore when the other two coins are based on history. So I really don't like this coin, but I don't want to divide the series, so therefore it still lives in my collection. So those are Austrian coins. Our last nation is going to be England. This obviously is Queen Elizabeth. So this is a coin from the past. One of my favorites, the Silver Valiant. This is the idea of St. George and the Dragon, which if you've seen the video I made on this, that's a theme that goes all over the Mediterranean region. There's Middle Eastern versions, there's European versions, but the idea is the same. You have a virgin that needs saving, and this guy says, hey, I'm a knight, I can do this. Basically decides that this is my job and I shall do it, defeats the dragon, yada yada. If you really like this coin or the story behind it, go watch that video because it does go pretty in depth on the history and culture of this image, which we see all over the world. It's even seen all the way up in Russia in some of their coins. There is Mr. Charlie. So he's wearing a crown in this one, and that's because it is a coronation version of the Britannia. And yes, we've already noted through many people online that these are known for their milk spots, and wouldn't you know it, little milky right there. But this is a beautiful, beautiful Britannia. This is the updated version. As we know, it used to be a bit more boring than this if you were to go back 5 years or so. Didn't have the waves in the background or anything like that. So this is a updated and, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful world bullion coins that are mass produced. Here we have Her Majesty again. What I see here is a snake on the rim, and this is going to be my first Britannia, and that is a snake privy Britannia. So you see the difference here, how much more boring it is. It's still a beautiful coin, but it doesn't have anywhere near the complexity that the newer version has. But it does have a snake privy, so that's kind of cool. Another coin here, beautiful background, obviously Her Majesty. And this is the first of the lunar cycle. This is a lunar rat. It's hard to make a rat look good. It just is. And this is a job well done. I absolutely love this coin. And when it came to all of the Years of the Rat coins that came out on this year, this is the one that stood out to me. So it's the one I went with. Beautiful coin. Here we are, another Queen of England centered coin. Beautiful background, I love it. And we have Mr. Robin Hood. So Robin Hood, this is part of a series, and I only got the first one because Little John and Maid Marian really didn't move the needle for me. But this is a much cooler Robin Hood coin because it is actually hailing from a nation in which Robin Hood is said to have lived, Robin of Locksley, and that is England. Cool coin. And the last coin we want to focus on today, once again from England, right here, gorgeous coin, and it is the Royal Arms. How beautiful is that? One of the coolest English coins in my opinion. Just gorgeous. So there you have it. We have a bunch of different European coins. I would love to know, do you have a favorite? Do you have one that I didn't necessarily bring out today that you thought was phenomenal, such as maybe a French bullion coin or something like that? Let me know. I'm really interested to see what you have to say. But those are some coins that I thought you would really enjoy, and I hope that, as always, you remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.